It's me, Tokkuri Yashi. The Bandy sisters are back with unique equipment. That's what we're going to be having a look at today. What the three sisters have been given with their unique equipment. And I will say, right from the beginning, two of them at least seem to have been given quite a bit actually, which the unique equipment ones these days is a little bit surprising. So we will take them into a little bit of a test once we put the unique equipment on them, see what they have been given. We're going to do it a little bit differently today. We're going to do all three separately. First, we're going to start with Wakana here and have a look at what she has got. But remember, all three of these bandits are still available for a few days on this prize gotcha banner with many characters on there till the 14th. So maybe you will be tempted, but jewels are tight. So make that decision wisely. Let's see then, first of all then, Wakana. What has Wakana been given for Wakana? And Curry, the poor little sister, gets a little bit bullied. Wakana though, we do know she's a top wind physical character. She summons the Hedgehog, as we know, that tanks for the team, as well as raising allies' attack, lowering defense, and deploying a damage nullification barrier. So let's have a look at this skill one. The first skill here for Wakana, the one that we're looking at today with the unique equipment. So this one increases physical attack, physical crit rates of all allies, recovers their hit points and TP, also increases her own physical attack power, physical crit rate, and restores some of her own hit point and TP. So how has this skill one been increased with her unique equipment? Well, let's have a look. With the unique equipment added, she will be gaining TP regen and physical attack. Now, I don't believe it's TP boost, the one that you want, but she's getting TP regen on this and physical attack, as well as upgrading the passive of this skill one here. There's a lot on here. We have, as you know, just had a big update, so we don't have the EN translation patch on the game at the moment. Guys are working on it, it will come back soon. So with this unique equipment, one added, well, she doesn't get a lot. I'm going to say, Wakana here doesn't get a lot. On top of what the skill one already did, now it will increase the physical crit damage of all allies by 6% for 12 seconds and her own physical crit damage by 3% for 12 seconds. There we go. That is all Yamato has got, on top of the TP regen here and the physical attack. Not much, but she didn't need it. She was already a top tier character for this team. So we will, because we might as well, just do a quick little test, see how this has improved here on the Win Physical team. But I'm not expecting a huge difference. Let's just take a look. So let's do a bit of quick testing then for Wakana and take her into a little training fight. We'll send her in here with this Win Physical team. Quickly set it and unset Theo. There we go. That's probably the best way to do it. Of course, we would like to have Precia and Priya Summer on the team. Anyway, this is going to be the best one that we've got. So let's see how this unique equipment has improved Wakana. This run without unique equipment will be back when we have a result to compare to. So we are back with about 14 seconds to go. Does anybody want to take a bet on how much extra damage the team can do? Because it will be the team, as well as Wakana, with crit damage up when she gets the unique equipment on it. First team then without the unique equipment, we've done 1 billion damage, and there is the damage spread. So I will go and put the unique equipment on Wakana. We're running it again, and we will see how much more damage we can get against this same training boss. So Wakana, as we can see here, has now been given her unique equipment to level 300. So let's jump back into the same fight and we will see what the improvement is, okay? Again, we'll be back once we have a result. We are back again then with about 14 seconds to go. So here comes the results. Of course, with Wakana increasing the crit damage, that means the results may vary depending on how many crits we get. And it looks like we did get a little bit of extra damage there, a little bit of extra damage. So let's have a look at the damage result here. The report for the team, and let's put them side by side just to see how Wakana has done. And let's take a look then at a comparison of the damage for Wakana and the team. And as we can see here, an extra 20 million damage has been dealt with the help of Wakana's unique equipment there. For some reason Kokoro choked a little bit in the second pack, but even with that, extra damage. And everybody's, apart from Kokoro's personal damage, is up as well. That will be extra crit damage that they have done. Of course, if they get more crits, the effects will be more noticeable. Has that raised Wakana's level though on the win physical tier? Well, she was already a top tier character, already in double S tier, so this unique equipment is more in line with what we have been seeing before. Unique equipment is a small little buff to a character that didn't really need anything. Still an excellent character. So let's then go and have a look at our next Bandit system. Then we'll have a look at Yamato next. Next then, let's have a look at Yamato. So, as we know here, Yamato is dark physical, multiple target tank who boosts her own attack and crit, and has some physical defense debuffs. So let's find our Yamato here and have a look at this skill 1 that has been upgraded by this new equipment. Now, you know, Yamato really hadn't been used a lot. Violet was being a much better tank for dark physical than Yamato. Is this unique equipment gonna see more use for Yamato? Well, this skill 2, as we can see, inflicts physical damage twice to an enemy within range. 500 range in front of you it is. Slightly lowers the physical defense, and in addition restores some of her own HP. Not bad for a tanking character, but when we have a look at her unique equipment here, we can see this unique equipment gives her physical crit rate and TP boost, as well as HP there. HP, physical crit rate, and TP boost. Well, she does do a bit of damage herself, well that's what she was meant to do. So there's TP boost, which is good. You would maybe want to raise this unique equipment a little bit higher. And the hit points are always going to do it pretty well. So let's have a look at, we can get it all on the screen here, how this unique equipment has raised the skill 1 passive. And this time, it has actually given quite a bit. So, on top of, well, actually everything that she did on her skill 1 has been upgraded in some way, and she's been given additional stuff. So we can see the first 2 instances of damage that she does on this skill 1 have gone from 1.8 to 2 times physical attack. Physical defense down has gone up from 93 to 148. The HP that she restores to herself has gone from 4 to 8 times her skill level, which is not doubled, it's actually gone from about 19,000 to about 56,000 HP recovery there. Pretty good for a tank, makes her a lot tankier, fulfilling that role. And then additionally, what's been added to this skill, if this skill crits, she will raise her own physical attack by 5,535 for 180 seconds. This is going to stack. She will increase her the physical damage dealt by 5%. This too stacks 180 seconds, stacking her own attack damage. It's going to raise a little bit, we'll see in this in testing. And she will deal a 3rd instance of damage. This time it's single target 1 time physical attack to the enemy within 500 range with the lowest physical defense. So there we go, that's what Yamato has been given there. She's been given quite a lot on this unique equipment. So let's give it a little bit of a test then. See if she can now rival Violet, at least on multiple target dark physical. So let's test Yamato then. And for this, we're going to go into tough Geist, who is one of the bosses we fought last clan battle, because as we can see here, there is a team which use Violet to tank against this multiple target opponent. So we're not only testing Yamato against itself, we are testing her against Violet. So we're going to send in Yamato against Tough Geist. And there's a good reason, I think, why we didn't use her against Tough Geist. And that's because, well, she dies. She dies very quickly, as we can see here. With 1 minute 7 seconds to go, she's dead. So maybe we'll come back to this one with a unique equipment and see if that allows her to survive. But we're going to have to test this. You get Yamato's unique equipment in just a little training boss. Because Yamato was very weak, I mean, we just have to send her in against a training boss to compare herself to herself. So, without unique equipment, here she is against a multiple target training boss on that same team we fought Tough Geist with, minus Violet. And then we'll send her in with unique equipment, and then maybe we'll just see if she can survive against the Tough Geist. So back with a result from this fight. Back then with about 15 seconds to go, so let's see what damage we can get against this training boss. I guess they did really need to give Yamato quite a bit. She has been given extra defense or healing on this unique equipment, so maybe she will be able to survive the Tough Geist fight after all. So here is the damage report. Let's put that unique equipment on her then, and then we can do a comparison. So here we go, we can see Yamato has her unique equipment at level 290. Let's send her back into that training fight first. The same one that we had here. We still have Dark Weakness, yes. So off we go then. Let's get a result from this fight. And then we'll see if you can take on Tough Geist. So back with a result. I'm expecting good things from this unique equipment. Let's see if they materialise. Back again then with about 15 seconds to go, and we can already see damage numbers are about where we were at the end of the fight last time. So damage is definitely up here with Yamato. We did quite a bit extra damage there. Let's have a look at the battle report here. Damage reports. Well, there we go. Yamato's damage is definitely up, but can she stay alive against Tough Geist with this? We'll check that quickly, and then we will compare all of these results. Back into Tough Geist then, with 15 seconds to go with Yamato and her unique equipment. Can she survive? Well, no. She died a little bit earlier when everybody was full, was unset, when Grace and Yusu was unset. Set them, and she did survive a little bit longer, but as you can see, she died again there. Damage is still down on what we had with Violet, so at least against Tough Geist, this unique equipment hasn't really helped Yamato too much. So let's take a look at a comparison of all of these results that we have got for Yamato. So let's try and unpick what we just saw there from Yamato, which mixed results, I would say, mixed results. So here is the damage. Basically, the training boss, because we had to use the training boss. I did run another team with Violet, just swapping out Yamato for Violet for that comparison with Violet. And as we can see here, Yamato's damage is definitely up. It's up by quite a lot here. She did an extra 242 million damage versus this training boss with the unique equipment on her, opposed to not. It was 150 million more damage than Violet did against that training boss on the team. So Yamato's damage is definitely up significantly. We can see that the allies' damage too is also up a little bit with Yamato's help. So damage, tick, yes. If you can run Yamato on the team and she survives, then she is likely, and in many cases sometimes she will be a better option than Violet on a multiple target physical team. However, Violet can still tank a lot better, as we saw there. Even with this unique equipment, Yamato is struggling against Tough Geist, so it will depend on who we are fighting. as to whether we're using Yamato. Has that given her an increase on the tier list? Well, she's definitely better than she was. I think what is letting her down is she's not tanking as well as a tank could. I think that's what was letting her down before. It is improved, but maybe not by quite enough. So let's go and look at the last of the sisters then, Fubuki. Let's take a look at Fubuki then. Now, as we know, Fubuki is a multiple target fire physical DPS with physical defense debuffs and a tendency to make the team tank take hits for her. She does have a stun in there or somewhere else, so potential PvP use for there. So let's find our Fubuki and have a look at this skill 1 and see what this unique equipment has given her. Now there we go, there's skill 1, as we can see here. This is where she grants the ally barrier, which means that the first ally character in front of her will take damage for her. She grants this on a friendly character, they will receive attacks instead of her. In addition, she will greatly increase her own physical attack power, physical crit rate, and slightly increase the damage of physical crit attacks. She will recover a medium amount of HP and a small amount of TP. So let's have a look at this unique equipment, see what it's given her. So Fubuki here is getting TP boost and a physical attack. Again, TP boost, pretty good. You probably want to level this unique equipment up, at least till she gets the TP boost 14, which is the max, I believe. And of course, it increases the passive on this skill 1 here, which, as we can see here, quite a bit to go through. So what has she gained with this unique equipment? So first of all, she's not quite as a Kusagaki as she was before. She now feels a little bit sorry for the ally that she is making take hits for her, because now she heals that ally by 24,337 when she fires off this skill 1. She now also has a self-physical attack buff that has been boosted from 11,000-ish to about 18,450 there. She has boosted her self crit rate from 150 to 200, and her self crit damage has gone up from 7 to 12%. On top of that now, well, she did restore the 80 TP before, but if her HP is full when this skill is activated, she will now restore 300 TP to herself. So again, we can see here, Fubuki seems to have been given quite a bit on this unique equipment. So let's see how this has impacted her when we take her into a battle and put her on a team. So let's test Fubuki then and see if she can match up to Eira as a DPS on a multiple target physical team. And here is our first problem. We want to put Arachne on the team. Who do we take off from this team if we need to run Fubuki and Eira on it? Is Ho-chan going to be replaced? Is Ho-chan a better option? So I'm going to do a little bit of testing to see which is the best team, and we will be back to test Fubuki then. I've decided we're going to go like this. We're going to take Eira off the team. We're going to run the team like this. We will do like with Yamato against Violet. We're going to do the same with Fubuki against Eira here. We will run a team with Eira on it. We won't show that in the stream, but on this video, but we will put that result up when we compare. The reason for that is, if we have Arachne on the team, she's going to be giving a huge boost to whichever character, and it was Eira, who has the highest physical attack, which wouldn't have been a very fair comparison. However, if they are both run on the same team, it's Eira that's going to be getting that. So, we will run this with Fubuki without her unique equipment. We will get a result of damage. We'll put the unique equipment on her, run the same team again, and then, like I said, behind the scenes, we'll run the same team here. We'll swap Fubuki for Eira, and we will compare all three of them when we get our results. So, back at the end of this fight, see how Fubuki does without her unique equipment. back then with, as again, around 15 seconds to go. Fubuki is really going to need a lot to compete with Aira. I don't think this new group is going to be given there, but we'll see what it has given here when we get our results. So there we go, first battle here with Fubuki without unique equipment. We can see 1.23 billion damage. There is the damage, of course, Fubuki getting that huge buff from Arachne. Let's put the unique equipment on her and run it again then and see what the improvements are. So here again, Fubuki has got her unique equipment on her now, level 290. So let's jump back into that same training fight that we had here. Yep, we do have fire weakness on. So we'll send her in again now with a unique equipment. And let's get a result. We will see how much more damage she can do with the team now she has this unique equipment. Back in again then with about 15 seconds to go. And damage is not looking too bad. So let's get a result here for Fubuki. Then I will run a team with Aaron instead of Fubuki. And then we can compare all three of those. See how this unique equipment has upgraded Fubuki's performance in the game. I think damage is up a little bit. There is the battle result there. Let's take a look at the comparison then and see what results we can take from data that we have gathered here about Fubuki and their unique equipment. So let's try and unpack then the information that we got there from them training battles with Fubuki. And here is a comparison of the fights. As I said, I ran this same team with Aira in it instead of Fubuki to compare. Now, first of all, Fubuki versus Fubuki. With the unique equipment on, Fubuki's personal damage was up by 100 million. So that is not bad at all. But even with the unique equipment, he still lacks lies 560 million short of what Aira did. So, as a competitor for the best multiple target DPS on a fire physical team, well, she still falls pretty short. We really wasn't expecting, I wasn't expecting her to be challenging Aira for that crown. So that means if she's going to be run on a multiple target fire physical team in the future, maybe optimal will be maybe not running Ho-Chan on there. We will see. It might work now and again, but she's definitely not going to be chosen over Aira. However, it might help her in PvP. A little bit of extra damage in there might make her a little bit more viable in PvP. That is something to consider. Nice extra damage for herself here, and she might not be killing the tanks. Maybe Weeby might be okay to tank for multiple target physical in a few more scenarios. Anyway, we'll stop rambling on about Fubuki there. We've seen the results. Let me know what you think about all three of the Bandit sisters with their unique equipments. Not so much for Wakana, but Fubuki and Yamato did both get quite a lot, but was it enough? I am Tokkuri Yashi then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye.